Not all meals are created equal. For instance, breakfast has the spicy egg McMuffin for a limited time, and lunch doesn't. McDonald's breakfast comes first. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At Blinds.com, it's not just about window treatments. It's about you, your style, your space, your way. Whether you DIY or want the pros to handle it all, you'll have the confidence of knowing it's done right. From free expert design help to our 100% satisfaction guarantee, everything we do is made to fit your life and your windows. Because at Blinds.com, the only thing we treat better than windows is you. Visit Blinds.com now for up to 45% off site-wide, plus a professional measure at no cost. Rules and restrictions apply.
Hello, welcome to the Hockey Show. My name is Roy Bellamy. That's David Jork of the Hockey News. Ethan and Rose are in the shipping container. If you're watching on DraftKings Network, we're going to have a legend with us. It's Ken Daneyko, the former New Jersey Devil. He played 20 years for the New Jersey Devils. You don't see that anymore. No. He's got his number raised in the rafters over there in New Jersey. He's the head coach of the 3 Ice League New York, New Jersey team. He's going to join us to talk about the good old days and what's happening now. You can watch that on YouTube, the Love Batard Friends YouTube page. Click on playlists and click on our photo of the Hockey Show. That's where you can find it. Also, we apparently have a TikTok now. Rosie, explain this, please.
We have a new TikTok, so go follow us. I'm going to put the thing here. So it's at the Hockey Show 7.
7.
I'm not gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna be posting there, but I'm gonna be posting there. So just go. Okay. Look at that.
Look at that. You got stuff there already.
Look at this. Hey, 600 views. 600 views. The other one has only 96, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're
It's all Rose so far, and me.
Yeah.
There's no David or Roy.
What?
I'm sure there are more than 3 videos there.
No, that is not true. I downloaded TikTok today, and I made a TikTok video today. I've done all of these
No. He's
things.
saying that the videos are all me and him.
Just the thumbnails.
Just the
It's
thumbnail.
me and Rose.
No,
Okay,
I'm sure there are more
I'm
videos.
not like
what
you,
they
brother.
want, right?
All right.
You got to show them the goods, and then you got to suck them in. And then once they're in, then Roy and I will take over.
All right. So, Dave, what do we have here?
We're gonna do some logo comparisons today. There's a lot of teams that have changed their logos over the last several years. Some for the better, some for the worse. That's what we're gonna debate right now. So we're gonna look at some current logos, the former logos, and we're gonna give our thoughts. So what's the first one, fellas? If you can put it up there, please.
All right. So the first one is the
Mighty
current
Ducks.
Anaheim Ducks.
I
The
still
Anaheim
think of this as the throwback logo. For
Well,
the
that's why.
Ducks.
But this is a good one because the original Ducks logo was good. I actually like the original better than this with the orange. I liked it with the green. This was the one that they changed it from, and the Ducks webbed foot. The Ducks webbed foot.
Oh, it's a foot.
Yeah. So you thought it was a D.
I thought it was a D. Yeah.
Two, D for
It's
ducks.
both.
Yeah, but it's
guys.
both. Yeah, it's both.
That's why you pay
Oh,
people all the
very
money
smart.
that they get.
Yeah.
To make
Like
something.
FedEx. you
Like
got
how
the-
there's
you
an
got the
arrow
arrow.
in the FedEx logo.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the original Anaheim Mighty Ducks logo was eggplant in what, green?
Yeah, it's like funky,
Yeah,
soapy green.
Yeah,
it
like a
worked
soapy
though.
green. Yeah,
It was
it looked
very
great.
90s with the purple and the green.
Yeah, but the jerseys
Very
right
Charlotte
now, the
Hornets.
uniforms that go with the current Ducks uniforms, nah.
No, I'm not a fan of the orange. I like the green better.
No.
So,
All right, the next logo here is the Buffalo Sabres.
good one.
Both the original and
Yes.
now the current
it was,
logo.
But this is another good example of them realizing when they got it wrong and then they went back to when it was right. Because if you show what they changed it from, fellas, there's a couple options here.
This is bad.
This is the Buffa Slug. This is what
bad.
they used to call it. This is a buffalo that is charging
It does look
with
like
no
Buffalo
legs.
Who's the first player that comes to mind when you see this?
Daniel Briere.
Ryan Miller.
No, Daniel Briere.
Ryan Miller.
It should be Ryan Miller, but no, it's Daniel Briere.
Yeah, or maybe Chris Drury.
Jack Hawk.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry?
Jack Hawk.
Oh,
Jack Hawk.
Hey,
All right, so the logo that they changed it from was the red
slug.
and black, the slug, the red and black
this
buffalo
is so
head.
good. This is so good. And these uniforms that they wear, the throwback uniforms, are
I don't know,
so
I'm not
good.
a fan of this either, though. It doesn't feel Buffalo.
See,
Buffalo.
that
Perfect.
one that reminds me of Michael Pecker and
Yeah.
Matt,
Michael
and
what?
This is
Michael
like
Pecker
a college football team logo.
and Matthew
me-
Barnaby.
Yeah, Matthew Barnaby.
Yeah, and Dominic Hasek. Yeah,
I think Nathan Scott.
Nathan Scott.
Are you just
John
random
Scott?
names?
That's the other logo. No. All right, so the next logo is the current Dallas Stars logo. That's the star with the D, and it's embossed.
Whatever.
I like
it's
this.
fine.
I like this logo.
It's fine.
I think I like the logo better than the old logo, but I like the old uniforms better.
With the
Yeah.
star
We
You
should
know
do
what,
that
on the
next week. We
jersey.
should do this with uniforms. Because,
Yeah, uniforms. Yeah, we got to do that next week. That is
we can do that.
absolutely right.
Because
That's good on
the Stars' old uniforms, which can we? Do you
Yeah.
mind if we roll the logo here?
Yeah.
The uniforms from these days, like the Mike
That's
Modano
terrible.
days, were so
terrible.
good.
Yeah. That, like the
I think
star
Mike Modano
on
might have been the
jersey
first
was
hockey
really
player
cool.
I knew because we had Backyard Hockey 03 and Mike Modano was
Backyard
cracked
Hockey
on
03.
Backyard Hockey 03.
Was he was in
so
Detroit,
good.
right? In 03, he was in Detroit.
Madonna.
Oh, maybe was he on Detroit?
No, I don't. I think it
in
was
that
after
game,
that. He wasn't on
in that game, he was
Stanley
on the
Cup
Stars for
Oh,
sure,
okay.
and he was so good in that game.
Now, keep in mind that Stars logo, all they did was add the word Dallas because in Minnesota they had just stars in,
Yeah,
in that
the
logo
North
there
Stars.
before they changed it
which
from
was
the
fine
end.
too, though.
Terrible design.
But I think with it
Wow,
when
really?
it moved to Dallas, like because in Minnesota, wasn't it like green and yellow, and then
Yeah,
it
it's green and
switched to,
yellow.
like green
yeah.
and black.
Yeah, and now it's like lighter green and dark green
Yeah,
for the.
They kind of have
logo.
a lot of
that
green.
Oilers thing that the Titans and the Texans have going on with the Minnesota Wild, right? Like
Yeah,
the
you said
Wild
Oilers, and I
wear,
immediately thought Edmonton. So
right?
Yeah, the Houston Oilers.
The
I like the
Wild
Oil
wear
Derek.
green and yellow throwbacks, but they're not actually
Yeah.
throwbacks to the North Stars because they weren't the North Stars. Like
Right,
you kinda
exactly.
have that debate going.
Okay, so let's go to the next logo. This is the Florida Panthers current logo. This is the shield.
Iconic.
It's iconic because they won
It's
back-to-back
fine.
Stanley Cup.
Well, that's the thing. Is that
fine.
this is the logo that they've done all their winning in. So this is the more historic logo. But if we roll the previous logo, this is the much better logo. Like,
yeah, I mean,
far
they
superior.
They need a little bit of. It's too jagged, I think. But obviously, we're biased. We have fond memories of that logo, but it needs to be smoothed out a little bit, and it could be a very fine alternate logo for a third
I
jersey.
mean, if we're being honest, it's still like we've seen this for a long time, so it's fine. But look, the head is way too big compared to the legs.
It's leaping.
But it's not.
It's
in
coming
3D.
at you.
coming
it's
at you.
coming
But no,
at
it's
you,
not.
yeah.
It's in 2D. It's not coming anywhere.
Do you guys?
Yeah, it
whoa!
is.
Do you guys like the new Leaping Panther?
Wow.
Do you guys like the new Leaping Panther, like the modern Leaping Panther? Like, I think they should
Totally missed-
incorporate
I think
that
I think that's
into
good.
their look more often because
Yeah.
it's on some hats, it's on the helmet, but they like don't use it that often. That's a logo I would like to see them use more often as kind of a tribute to.
Stay
Like, if
tuned
the
for a
new
few months.
uniforms had the new Leaping Panther on them, I think they would be so much better.
Stay tuned for a few months.
Yeah, that's probably bound to happen. The next logo
Next.
is the current Los Angeles Kings logo.
Another current old.
Yeah, it's a refurbished from the original not the original Los Angeles Kings logo. That was a crown, but the Gretzky era Los Angeles Kings team. The previous logo was a shield. It just said LA and had a crown under that.
does a terrible job doing logos.
You know what? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but who does that?
Well, I got to tell you, the older logos look better than most of the
Yeah.
newer logos, and definitely the logos that came out in the late '90s and 2000s. I don't know. It
they were
wasn't that
trying too
great.
hard.
They were trying too hard.
I mean, like this next one, if you put up the next one, the new Lightning logo is fine. It's, there's nothing special about it, but it certainly stands out for what it is. But then if you
Yeah.
show the old one, it's like, oh,
I
this
like
is
the
much
new. See,
better.
I like the new one better, and I love the.
Yeah, the
I
old
hate
one
to admit
looks
it.
like a cartoon from the 80s.
no, this has personality.
I hate to admit it that the new logo and the new uniforms are so good. Like their new
you know
uniforms, I know they're Maple Leaf ripoffs, but they're so nice.
no, I'll tell you why. Because the original uniforms, they were bad. They updated it in the mid '90s, and it was worse until they updated it to what they ended up winning the first Stanley Cup with, which is regular, font in the back, and it was modernized a little bit, and it looked good to me. Black, blue, and silver. It's a nice,
Yeah, I thought it
nice
was
combo. So let's go to one more logo as the current Vancouver Canucks logo. It's
who?
the whale
Rosie's favorite team.
smashing out
Canucks.
of the ice.
Yes.
The Canucks. The Canucks.
And the old one.
The old one is the.
That's
this is
awesome.
the one that they changed from
So
the.
good.
Now
the stick.
that, Ethan,
This
is
the
iconic.
skate.
So good.
Yeah.
And these uniforms are so good.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
black and yellow and red uniforms.
Yeah,
but their new
the
uniforms
V.
are great too.
Not the
No,
V
no, no,
uniform.
V.
No,
We're
no,
talking
no.
about the Stanley
The
Cup.
94, yeah.
The
First
Western
player.
Conference
First
Championship.
player.
Pavel Bure. Trevor
Trevor
Linden.
Linden, thank you.
Yeah.
Kirk McLean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kurt McLean.
See, I used
Sergei
to play with
Momesso.
the Sedins on NHL like 14, and we would always put them in this logo.
Gino Ojic.
Yes.
Jesus. Yeah. So let's go to wins and fails. Brought to you by Jägermeister. Serve a code or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's code. For more, log on to visit Jägermeister.com. Drink responsibly. David, go ahead.
I would love a drink right now. My win of the week is Jaromir Jagr. This guy is ageless. He's 53 years old. He's playing in his 38th professional training camp currently for Kladno, the team that he owns in the Czech Extraliga, I believe it is. He hasn't played in the NHL in almost 10 years. He last played for Calgary in 2018.
Looks like you lost some teeth there.
He looks so happy. I mean, look, is there... Like, I know Gordie Howe's nickname was Mr. Hockey, but I mean, is anybody more hockey than Jaromir Jagr? Like,
Yeah,
it's
man.
pretty unbelievable. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to give him some flowers. 38 professional seasons. It's almost my age in life. So props to you, Yags.
My win of the week goes to Gritty. The Philadelphia Flyers mascot has been one of the best mascots in all of sports since he was introduced in 2018. And apparently he's an avid outdoorsman because he was busy throwing axes outside. I mean, he hit the
Holy
target
shit.
from 0 feet. That would be matching me
This
right
is
there.
scary.
15 feet. He threw it backwards from 15 feet.
100 feet?
He hit it from 30 feet, 60 feet, 95 feet, and 125 feet.
Is
And
there
that
any-
last one looked like a sweeper.
Is there any mascot that you'd less want to see throwing mallets and hatchets than
The
Gritty?
New Jersey Devil.
I don't know. Gritty scares the shit out of me, dude. That's a scary dude.
He is the
He's a
world's
fanatic.
most dangerous
No,
mascot.
the Philly Fanatic, he's fun. Like, Gritty just seems psychotic to me.
All right, Rosie, go ahead.
My win of the week goes to
Jesus
the
Christ.
Indiana Fever because they
Oh my
beat XX with Stranger Things, and I am a big fan of Stranger Things. So you people didn't know, so
I did not know that.
Rose, you've been hiding that all day. When did you get that jersey?
yeah, I got that jersey. So I have.
That's so nice.
The Caitlin Clark one. But yeah, the Indiana Fever, they do this. I didn't know. Well, I did know last year.
Yeah, you
but
didn't know that,
we didn't have the Caitlin Clark one, and now I have it, and I ordered it. So good job, Indiana. Because
All right.
Stranger Things happen in Indiana.
That's
Next.
not anything about hockey. Ethan.
My win of the week, guys, the Florida Panthers are on a roll. And the cup is traveling around. Everybody's having their fun with it. It was at Coldplay. But my win of the week is for the man, the myth, the legend who put it all together, Billy Zito. Took it down to the Florida Keys and took some incredible pictures with the Stanley Cup. And this is by far the coolest one. Dolphin leaping out of the water, holding a Panthers flag down with the Stanley Cup up on the platform there. It's Billy Zito's world, man, and we're just living in it. And this guy
William
is
Zito.
having the summer of his life. He deserves it. He should have won the Jim Gregory. The Jim Gregory should be up there with him. That's a story for another day. We've touched on that before, but that picture is just so awesome, and that should go down in Panther history for sure.
All right, your fail of the week, Dave.
Right now, I'm failing looking at that picture because it just makes me think of the Miami Dolphins not winning any kind of significant trophy my entire life. But no, that's not my fail of the week. My fail of the week is actually for you, Roy.
What did I do?
Your favorite player in the whole wide world, Sidney Crosby, was just part of
Don't you
Brad
put that-
Marchand's
don't you put that on my
Stanley
name.
Cup celebration earlier this week.
dare you.
The Stanley Cup was in Halifax, which is the hometown of Brad Marchand, but it's also the hometown of a couple other future Hall of Famers like Nathan McKinnon and Sidney Crosby.
Don't you-
And it looks like they were having a
dare you.
blast. Like Crosby
got
and
their own
McKinnon
dance
were
floor?
dipping Marchand's butt in the cup, and it was sorry for bringing it, which is an awesome way to troll everybody that came to that party or took a picture of that party.
Yeah.
But no, just a little Stanley Cup love, some Stanley Cup champions, and some love for Roy.
Thanks, David.
You're welcome.
My fail of the week comes from roller hockey. The State Wars hockey presented by the State Wars hockey presented the Pamela Pro Invitational, and in overtime of the championship game between the Unified Conics Black Ice and the Pamela Labetta Golden Knights. Oh my goodness! A delayed penalty. This isn't overtime, by the way. A delayed penalty, and somehow the loose puck ended up rolling into the empty net.
What?
Giving the Unified Conics Black Ice the overtime victory and the championship. Think about that.
That's awesome. The only thing that would make it better is if the goalie got credit for the goal, like Billy Smith, just for making a save, and then it ends up back in the other net.
Yeah, that's about probably the worst way you can lose a hockey
That's
game. In the
awful.
championship game on a delayed penalty,
In overtime.
an own goal.
That might be the first time that's ever happened in history. That's ridiculous.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I think so. And that, my friends, is an epic fail.
That's
Rosie.
Epic.
My fail of the week, don't hate me. Do you remember that you guys bought me pin of the Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
I lost it.
That's the least surprising thing that's happened.
But yeah, I lost it, so we have to buy another one.
Well, fortunately for you, we actually
We
put
do?
an Apple tag on that because we knew you were going to lose it. And right now,
You do realize that they have to go to another Stanley Cup final for that to happen?
well,
Really?
no, it wasn't a Panthers-themed pin.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, like, for us to go into the team store and buy one.
For us to get it free, yes.
Well, Panthers win, please. That was my fail of the week. Come on.
All right, great. Awesome.
Florida Team Shop, $10. They still have them.
Oh,
you
good.
go.
Yeah, you can buy that for yourself. Ethan.
My fail of the week goes to the Athletic
thank
guys.
you.
They released, and I hate to do this because I love the Athletic. They have some amazing writers, amazing NHL coverage. They do a really good job. But this week they released their top 10 worst contracts in the NHL. And basically, I should preface that they put it into a model, and the model pumped out who has the worst value. The model came up with number 8 being Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett, the 8th worst contract in the NFL. The NHL. I got football.
He's
on my
playing
mind.
football.
fever, baby.
Got football on my
They
mind.
played on last
Anyway,
night, yeah.
they have Sam Bennett
another
ranked as
fail.
the 8th worst contract in the NHL.
They got him as a market value of $5.5 million.
They say his contract is worse than Cody Ceci.
Imagine if he would have signed with any other team than the Panthers and how much more money he would have gotten. And
A 10 to probably a
Yeah.
$9 to $10
He'd be
million
number one on this
contract.
list.
Yeah, it's just insane. Like, I understand what they're getting at. They're doing model, and it's based on regular season numbers and stuff. We all know that's not why he's paid, though. So some context obviously is and needs to be applied here. But it's ridiculous to have Sam Bennett as the 8th worst contract in the NFL or NHL, a worse contract than Cody Ceci.
Listen, we all noticed that the worst contract in the NHL was given by the New York Islanders, and that was to Tony DeAngelo. Let's get that straight right now.
Yes.
Kenny Daneyko is going to join us, and we're going to talk about the 3 Ice League coming up next.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm someone that's constantly adding stuff to different carts on random websites. Like, there's a teal Marlins hat that's been calling to me for like 2.5 years that I'm constantly getting advertisements for. Is something eventually I'll purchase because I keep those things in the cart. Then I see it, that beautiful glowing purple Shop Pay button. Boom, checkout's done. I don't even have to get up and find my wallet. That, my friends, is Shopify magic. That little purple button means that the store is powered by Shopify, which doesn't just make it easy to buy, but ridiculously easy to start and run your own business too. Whether you're a giant like Mattel or Gymshark or, just launching something weird from your garage, Shopify has your back. Let's be real, if we can run a show with this much chaos, you can run a business with Shopify. With hundreds of beautiful templates, tools for payments, inventory, analytics, marketing, it goes on, and it's all in one place. And yes, that purple button, that's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Batard. Go to shopify.com/Batard. Shopify.com/Batard.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. Happy summertime, everybody. Summer is fantastic. A lot of outdoor activities, a lot of concerts, a couple of championship parades if you're lucky enough, a lot of big-time movies. Maybe you're going to a happy hour before you see a big summer blockbuster with your friends. Why don't you order a Miller Lite at the bar? Whether it's via draft, glass bottle, or that beautiful white can, or the cool special edition 50th anniversary gold cans, making any time this summer a Miller time is always a great idea. You want to make a summer memory that lasts forever? Well, crack open a Miller Lite. You know why? Because since 1975, Miller Lite has been the go-to way to stock your cooler to celebrate those incredible summer moments. This year marks 50 years of Miller Time, 50 great years of taste, 50 great years of celebrating with great friends and making unforgettable memories. Brewed for flavor, with simple ingredients like malted barley, it delivers that rich, balanced toffee note flavor and golden color that just hits different. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Three Ice is a 8-team 3-on-3 hockey league, and each of these teams have former NHL players representing them as head coaches. And currently, the league right now is being played at the Baptist Iceplex, which is the Panthers practice facility.
Nice place.
Yeah, nice place to go. Brand new, good ice there. I've skated on it. Fell plenty of times. So it's great. So right now, joining us on the Hockey Show is very much an honor. This man is representing the Three Ice New York, New Jersey team. He is Mr. Devil himself.
Yes.
Ken Daneyko. Ken, like we said before this interview started, that both David and I are in our early 40s. Our producer Ethan is, 26 years old?
26.
So that means when the New Jersey Devils won their first Stanley Cup, Ethan was -4 years old. He was not born yet.
Nice.
Nah, I'm not trying to make...
It's a great way to bring him on. Like, hey.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make the three of us sound old or anything, but he missed out on some prime hockey
this is true.
in the 90s. So, yeah, and that was the shorter 1995 season, by the way. They came back from a lockout. So, yeah, that was a great season. So what is the biggest difference between 1995, 30 years ago, and right now? Would you say tactically, has the game changed in any way?
Oh, I get asked that, guys. Great to be on with you, certainly. And get asked that quite often. And look, I always say, I mean, obviously the game has evolved, and the skill and the speed, agility of these young players today is really off the charts. And it's great to see. And I've gone with the times. I really enjoyed today's game. Obviously, my time was my time. It was a little nastier. Obviously, there was a little more fighting. I loved it. It was part of the game, the way it was played back then. But I don't even compare, really. It's just technology, mindset, how things have evolved. Because you always get asked, could you have played in today's game? Would have been much harder. Well, we would have trained differently. Our mindset would have been different. It would have been a completely different workout regime instead of being in the boxing gym like I was in the early 80s, because you had to be tough, and that was part of my game. But in junior hockey, coming out of the Western Hockey League, I could do a little bit of everything like a lot of guys could, whether it was college or junior hockey. You had to find a role for yourself along the way, and part of mine was physicality. So instead of working on my edges and maybe a little more speed, I was in the boxing gym, because I knew, especially early in my career, I would have to do some of that along the way. But again, loved it. But I will say, love today's game. And like I said, these young guys are just so talented and fast and can do so many magical things with the puck. But once the playoffs comes around, the old saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And look no further than the Florida Panthers. Yeah, extremely talented, back-to-back Cup champions. But those guys can play the game any way you want it. Where in a 7-game series, you got to grind. The ice shrinks. You've got to be physical. You've got to win puck battles. And they did it better than anybody the last couple of seasons. And they should be proud, because I kind of feel like I'm looking in the mirror and I reminisce and go back and go, they look like my 1995 Devils team. Deep, a lot of depth, scoring from everywhere. And yeah, you want to play a little nasty when you have to, they can. So is that a good analogy, I guess?
I was going to say, he must love the Panthers. Yeah. When you guys were introducing the team to me, he must love these Florida Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
They're something special. They really are. And especially in today's game, where the competitive balance in the National Hockey League is really close. It's hard to win. It's hard to make the playoffs, probably harder than my day, where we'd have 4 or 5 teams you knew. And thankfully and gratefully, the Devils, the teams that I was on my last 8 years, we had a good chance. We went to the Stanley Cup Finals 4 times in my last 8 years. You know, it was us, Detroit, Colorado, Dallas, along the way. Nowadays, flip a coin going into the season, but but the Panthers have been dominant, and they are a heck of a team and a fun team to watch.
The one thing I would pinpoint to is the way your Devils team defended exits and entries with the neutral zone trap. I mean, you can't really do that nowadays. There'll be more interference penalties if we did that today, right?
Well, sure you can do it. Every team, if you watch during the playoffs, every team plays some form of cutting the ice in half. And yeah, you want to forecheck and get in on the puck, but you watch nowadays and come playoff time, so many teams defend the right way. That's all it is. I mean, our team, we never heard the word trap. That's a manufactured word from the media. And Jacques Lemaire never mentioned it once. It was more about when you don't have the puck, you defend the middle of the ice and you cut it in half and you funnel them into a spot where it creates turnovers. And we never get enough credit for, and I'll leave it at this, as far as nobody looks up. We're always one of the top scoring teams in the National Hockey League. The analogy or the misdemeanor is that we didn't score much. It's heck, that's not true. In 2000, we were number 2 in the National Hockey League in scoring in the regular season when we won the Cup. And in 2001, when we lost to Colorado in 7 games in the Cup finals, we were number 1 in the National Hockey League scoring goals. So we just could do everything. And we happened to have the greatest goaltender in the world. That didn't hurt. And yeah, we had some good defensemen in Niedermeyer and Stevens, but defense wins championships is the old saying. Jacques Lemaire told us they were called the Flying Frenchmen in the 70s when they were winning all their Stanley Cups. He says they played no different, even with all those star players. This is kind of what he implemented when he came to New Jersey, and it certainly worked. And it's not easy, but everybody has to buy in. And if you have one guy on the ice that is out of position, well, it breaks down.
Well, you said don't look up when you were talking about looking off the offensive stats. I was thinking don't look up because you better keep your head up because Scott Stevens is on the ice. Watch out.
Yeah, he was a menace for sure. Probably the best open ice hitter the game's seen. And all I hear sometimes is, wow, they're illegal hits today. Well, it doesn't matter. They weren't back then. You're
right.
And I think he took under 10 elbowing penalties in his career. It was always shoulder to the head, but that wasn't frowned upon. I like that the league's evolved, and obviously because we know so much more about head injuries, concussions, and everything that, you can't make contact with the head, so everybody's had to adjust. But back in our day, that's why I say it was nastier. That was part of it.
Yep.
That was considered a devastating clean hit in the day, and he was like a middle linebacker on ice, read the play so well, and you just couldn't cross the red line with your head down against Scott Stevens.
Ken, you mentioned something interesting earlier. You compared the current Panthers team to your Devils in the mid-'90s. Kind of an interesting comparison I wanted to ask you about. The Panthers in 2023 was like their first year, their coming out party. They went to the final. They got decimated by injuries and they lost to Vegas. But they said that a lot of the lessons they learned along the way, they put to good use in the last 2 years when they went back-to-back. You guys went to the Stanley Cup, almost went to the Stanley Cup final in '94. You lost that ridiculous series to the Rangers. I still think one of the best 7-game series, if not the best 7-game series we've ever seen, was that '94 Eastern Conference final.
Yeah.
But what did your Devils team, if anything, what did you guys learn going through that experience that you were then able to win the Stanley Cup next year and win 3 in 8 years?
Well, first off, I love that you said one of the best series ever played, and it certainly was. I reminisce with a lot of those Ranger guys now. They're friends, and we all mingle and play in golf charities together, and we always talk about it, regardless of us losing, as devastating as that was. That series had everything, a ton of Hall of Famers, probably as good a goaltending as you're going to see with Brodeur and Richter. It was nasty. It was fun. And that's what rivalries are all about. And that was a rivalry like no other back then. And what we did learn, you're absolutely right, guys. We always hear that these cliches, but that they usually mean something. Your experience and you learn from the year before. If you get so close, and obviously 95, we had unfinished business. Yes, it was a shortened year. We kind of sauntered into the regular season. We had the same team pretty well. In 94, we came second to the Rangers in the National Hockey League. They won the President's Trophy. We were second. They had 112 points. We had 106. So we were a heck of a team. We kind of just kind of made the playoffs, 5th or 6th seed, I believe, in 95. So some teams, everybody forgot about us. We were just ready to turn the switch on. And what we learned along the way, Game 6, we froze. We dominated. We were up 3-2 in the series. Game 6 at home, up 2-0 in Game 6 with about 5-6 minutes left in the second period. Probably should have been 6-7-0 if it wasn't for Mike Richter. We were dominating. And all of a sudden, they get one goal late in the second. And in the third, Mark Messier, good friend of mine, grew up with him, was a mentor of mine, known him since 12 years old. Wasn't a friend when he was a Ranger. I mean, again, too much of a rivalry. But he was actually in my wedding party in 1992. Oh, that's how tight I was with him. And I kind of learned a lot from him and his Oiler dynasty teams when they were winning in the early 80s. And I was trying to get my feet wet in the National Hockey League. I just learned so much from them, absorbing what it took to be a National Hockey League player, number one, and what it took to be a winner. And just to be around that was invaluable for me. But Mark took over in the third period, and the Rangers came back. But a lot of it was a combination of a great player doing what they do. And he had an illustrious Hall of Fame career, one of the great players of all time, and certainly was the difference in that game. But we know what we did. We froze, and we just didn't know how to close the deal. And we remembered that going into the playoffs the next year and just turned on the switch and said, okay, now we're going to have composure now. And I think the Florida Panthers went through the same thing when they lost to Vegas.
Yep.
And then when they won. Yeah, injuries is part of things, but you learn that, and that's what experience means. And that's what I saw, covering them as well on NHL Network the last couple of seasons is, they're just not going to let anything get to them. You have to have that even-keeled mentality in these series and go 4 grueling rounds where there's going to be bounces, breaks, ups, downs, play good, play bad, bad period, bad shift, bad game, whatever it may be. You've got to let it roll off like water on a duck's back. And I think that's what the Florida Panthers did. They were determined the second time around. They weren't going to let this opportunity pass them by. And that's kind of what we did in 95. We went 16-4 in 95 in the playoffs. We steamrolled and swept the mighty Detroit Red Wings in the finals. We just had a veteran group, a good combination of skill and talent and toughness and depth like the Panthers. Our fourth line was called the crash line. It was an infamous line that could play tough. They were all 220 pounds plus. Bobby Holik, Randy McKay, Mike Peluso. But people don't realize Randy McKay was the fourth line. The right winger had 8 goals. Bobby Holik, I think, had 14 points and 6 goals. I mean, it's tough to match up with that. And that was what the Florida Panthers were. Yeah. You talk about all their top players. They did what they had to do. They were great. The Barkovs, the Reinhardts, Sam Bennett, just a great playoff player. And those types of players are hard to find. But it was the Lundells, the Luosterainens, the Gadjevic's. You don't win without those role guys along the way, chipping in with a big goal here and there. And again, their defense was big, strong, rangy. That's why I felt like at times I was looking in the mirror and always used that expression. Well, here we go. More things change, more they stay the same. But when the playoffs come around, especially comparing my time, my era, compared to this era now, it's almost, guys, like you need 2 teams in the National Hockey League. That's what makes it very tough to try to balance out. You need a regular season team that can get you to the playoffs because you need a little more flash and dash. But then if you don't have that grit come playoff time and enough depth, well, you're going nowhere no matter how good your regular season is, because the 7-game series going 4 grueling rounds is just different. And that's when you need what we had, what a lot of teams had that were winning back in the 90s and I'd say the early 2000s.
Now, the Panthers, we talked about all the similarities to your guys' team, but they still have one more to go before they match your total. And they've been on a pretty incredible party this summer. So I want to hear what your memories were like from your 3 Cup wins. And if there's a story out there that you've been afraid to tell that you are willing to share with us about partying with the Cup or partying after winning a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, well, they deserved it. And certainly have enjoyed it, and you should. I mean, for me, I have to pinch myself sometimes and how grateful I am to play with such a great group of guys. You'll have a bond forever, and to do that 3 times. And I was one of those guys, everybody goes to their hometown or that's what's the great tradition of the Cup, traveling around. And even people that aren't big hockey fans, there's just a magnetism to that Cup, whether you get to drink out of it or take a picture with it or with some of your favorite players, whatever it may be. That's what the celebration was about for me. I kept it in New Jersey. This was my home. I love it here. It's a blue-collar state. I was that guy in the trenches, and humbly say pretty proud that they nicknamed me Mr. Devil, because that's all that mattered to me, was winning and doing my little part, my role to help our team win. So I kept it here. I stayed here year-round, right from 19 years old on, when I played my first game here. And I didn't know where New Jersey was when I was drafted in 1980. And that's a true story. I've told that many times, to loving it here and just this is my home. And I can tell you guys, I took that Cup from northern New Jersey, from Saddle River to the Jersey Shore, you name it. I let everybody celebrate it with it. I took it to the Jersey Shore. People don't know, that don't come to New Jersey, how beautiful the beaches are here. Point Pleasant Beach. I planned on bringing it for a couple of hours and taking a few pictures. There ended up being 7,000 people go through the line. I stayed 7 hours, took a picture with every last one of them, because that's what it was about to me. I mean, we hope we made the state proud, and that's what it represented for me. And I was going to make sure every fan or anybody that wanted to celebrate with the Cup. So is there anything I can or can't tell? Well, all I know is the Cup guy had said, and I don't remember everything. That was the crazy days, but I took it to car dealerships, restaurants, dive bars, you name it, everywhere. I did things like, you had it 24 hours. So I would call a buddy of mine at a dive bar at 1:50 in the morning and said, keep the place open. I'm coming by. They let us keep it open a little later.
It's the Cup.
He said, my buddy, never forget it, Ricky's in the Valley. And I said, keep it open. I'm going to surprise you with the Cup. I've been meaning to get to you. He says, Kenny, we're just getting ready to close. We've got about 10 people here. I said, bring the Cup. There'll be more. He called a few friends, family. Before you knew it, there was 200-300 people at the bar till 5 a.m. to take a picture with that Cup. That's what it represented for me, and such a blast. And when you have a Cup keeper, those crazy stories you have to, we're curbed a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But he had said, the Cup keeper, he said, Kenny, you ran me ragged as much as any player, and I've been to 40,000 of these Stanley Cup.
It's a badge of honor. Nice. That's a badge of honor.
You use the Cup 23 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds every single damn time. He says, I was pretty tired.
I love it.
But so those are my Cup stories. And Florida's doing the same. I mean, back to back, and they've made the state proud, and they've really grown the game of hockey down there, which is just fantastic for our league and just for the game of hockey in general. You've got kids now going that maybe we're going to play another sport or had more interest in football, basketball, baseball, whatever it may be, and say, I'm going to try this hockey thing and get a pair of skates. And now you're seeing it grow tremendously. So I think that's what it does when a Southern Belt teams have some accession, or Southern Belt teams like Tampa and Florida have been dominant the last 5-6 years. And it's really great for the game and growing the game of hockey. But celebrate, boys. Have a blast. I've seen them on social media doing a little bit of everything, and it brings back fond memories and then puts a smile on my face. Even gives you some goosebumps along the way.
I mean, it's not like what the Rangers did, leaving that Stanley Cup scores or anything.
Well, you know what, guys? funny you said that, and to add to the Stanley Cup stories, there was no Cup keeper, I don't think, in '95, and I think they broke it a little bit and went to joints that maybe you didn't want to see the Stanley Cup at.
I mean, they brought it to 11 here. Yeah, there are some great pictures of the Cup in
read between the lines there. Yeah. And the following year, '95, unfortunately, fortunately for our team, they implemented a cup keeper to make sure you kept the thing in one team.
Wait, that's real? The cup keeper? The first year the cup keeper was the first time you guys won the Stanley Cup?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, don't quote me, but yes, you can look that up.
So the Rangers ruined all. They got you back one last time. They ruined all the fun for you. They got you back one last time by making a watchman over the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's two ways to look at that. Obviously, we could have done whatever we wanted with it, and on the flip side, having a cup keeper made us a little more responsible and kept us out of trouble a little bit more along the way. Whatever way you want to look at it.
All right, let's talk about 3 Ice now. It's an 8-team league. The playoff is a 4-team playoff format, and this is more than what we usually see with overtime during the regular season in NHL. Like, there's 2 8-minute halves. The clock only stops for penalties and injuries. If there is a penalty, it's an automatic penalty shot, and it's a jailbreak penalty shot. People are chasing the shooter towards goal. So anything can happen there, and you'll only see face-offs starting both halves. It seems like a faster pace than what we usually see in the NHL, Kenny.
Yeah, or face-offs after goals, obviously. But it's go, go, go. And a lot of skill with so many of these young players. I have just been so impressed and grateful to get involved. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been behind a bench. And I was telling my wife along the way going, hon, I've been in this game a long time, and I think I understand it pretty well. But I said, I'm pretty nervous my first week anyway, which was a couple of weeks ago, coaching behind the bench. And once you get behind there, I know what these coaches are going through now that have been doing it. So the adrenaline, the excitement you get, and it's really been an eye-opener for me and just so much fun. But the fast pace, you're absolutely right. No, not many stoppages. And that's what they want. And is there anything more exciting in the National Hockey League than 3-on-3 hockey? I mean, sometimes even, I like everybody, I bleed my team's colors and I call the games, but you certainly want to see their success. Sometimes I'm rooting for overtime because I'm saying I get to see Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt and Nico Hischier in this open ice speed game, puck possession game, and making plays. And that's what you see in 3 Ice. They have a great vision for it moving forward for 3 Ice kids and in Europe. And the players we have now, whether, they all come from whether they've had a cup of coffee in the National Hockey League or the farm team or their AHL affiliate to play in the AHL or play professional hockey in Europe, where you see some great hockey now in the German league and how our game's grown in Switzerland and you name it, in the Swedish Elite League. Some of these guys all come from there, or the East Coast Hockey League. I've seen some moves and plays that just are eye-opening, and I'm loving it behind the bench. So it has been a lot of fun. I just love how these guys take it serious. I told my guys, I did a Zoom, a couple weeks prior to us getting ready to play our opening couple of games. And I said, guys, I'm going to let you, I'm always a believer. The players have to hold each other accountable. I said, accountable. I'm going to let you guys run this team. I expect you to work hard, but I play to win, man. I don't care what it's at. If it's chess, tiddlywinks, whatever, we're here to win and do the right things. And the only thing I am going back to my time a little bit to these guys, I said, when you don't have the puck, I want your stick on the ice. I want you to take the middle away. But when you get it, be creative, do your thing, make plays. I love it. But you got to be responsible, little defense, so we're not going to have success. And I'm fortunate, and we're fortunate and grateful. We won our first few games. So it was a big sigh of relief for me to say, okay, if I lost my first 2, I'm not a total bust as a coach. We won our first 2. We're going to be in the championship. We play again coming up next week. But been really impressed with all the teams, all the players, and to be with all these Hall of Fame coaches just mingling. I mean, I'm still a hockey nerd to the point where if I'm next to Ray Bourque or Grant Fuhrer or Guy Carbonneau or Larry Murphy, all Hall of Famers and had great careers, I'm like a little kid. I mean, I really am. Joey Mullins, we play them next week, 500-goal scorer, and played against all these guys, obviously, during my career. I'm like, I want to beat them, number one.
Yeah.
but most of all, I'm just, love reminiscing about our time in the games and just being around these great Hall of Fame players is exciting for me. So I've loved it. But the action, the game, the play, the commitment from the players has been second to none.
We'll finish with this. You're doing the Devils games for MSGSN.
You got it.
I was about to say MSN.
You did good.
Yeah, my bad. So you're doing that. You're also doing NHL Network. But is coaching the future for you?
Well, I wish I got into that's funny you asked me that, because I always used to say I'm probably and I used to discuss this with friends and people and my wife along the way, that she used to always say, you should have been behind the bench when it can. I mean, you live for it. You're passionate. I said, yeah, and I'd probably knock out some of my players on the bench with that passion and excitement, or somebody on the ice or a ref once in a while. So I said, I don't know if I could handle that even keel that I talked about you need as a player. But I'm finding out, yeah, maybe I would have enjoyed this, because there's nothing like being a player, guys, and being in that room and being around the guys and sacrificing everything to try to accomplish a goal. The second best thing I'm finding out is being behind that bench and helping your guys succeed. And I'm what I brought with these guys. Like I said, there's not a ton of coaches and X and O's because the game is so quick, but it is positivity and energy, and I think that can really rub off on your players. And so, do I think maybe I'm a little too old now? But you never say never for anything, right? I love what I'm doing. The Devils have been great to me. I'm so grateful to the organization. It's family to me, and it's been a lot of loyalty, a two-way street between the organization. Myself, I've been there 42 years, guys, whether as a player or in the organization. I pinch myself sometimes. That's incredible. But if we don't have success this year or the next couple of years, I mean, I love our core, and we need to be a sustainable playoff team to eventually get to that next step. Then maybe I'll get in there and say, I got to be on the bench. I got to be in the organization from a operational standpoint somehow, because I just want to win too. But all kidding aside, it really has been a blast and has given me a newfound respect for coaches, but just to be there and the excitement and passion of it. And I almost one of our guys, Zach Solo, who I'm losing because he's got a professional contract in Europe and they have to go early. So I had to replace him. I scored a highlight reel goal in the championship game a couple of weeks ago. He came back to the bench and I smacked him on the head with my left hand, and I'm a lefty. I'm going, oh boy, I gotta temper this a little bit. I was worried, like I said, knocking him out. I was so excited, but it was an incredible move. But I think the guys appreciated that. They saw how fired up I was and how much it means to me, to support these guys and help them have a little success in what I believe has a bright future, the 3-Ice League.
Well, 3-Ice is currently playing right now at the Baptist Health Iceplex in Fort Lauderdale. Championship week is in 2 weeks. We hope to see you win the 3-Ice League championship. Kenny Daneyko, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, guys. This was a lot of fun. And, keep celebrating down there in South Florida until somebody knocks them off that mountain.
Thanks to Ken Daneyko for joining us. We will not be on next week. We will be on August 15th. So for David Dwork, for Gino, for Danny, for Rosie and Ethan, my name is Roy Bellamy. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Remember to follow us on our TikTok. Woo! That one. Bye.